Hi, I'm Matt from Rotten Tomatoes here with John Malkovich, acting legend, who is adding his voice talent to the Penguins of Madagascar film. Are you excited to see some of the footage today?
Yeah, I've seen some. The other day, I think they showed 45 minutes, but I couldn't see that compilation because I had a long planned reading of a movie script with a lot of people. So I don't know what I'll get to see today, but I have seen over the period of recording it probably a good 30 minutes.
Now, you've played a lot of iconic characters over the years and some iconic villains. How does Dr. Octavius Brine shape up against some of the other nefarious characters we've seen you play?
Well, I thought when Simon and Murray came to me with this idea for me to voice this character, Dr. Octavius Brine, who actually is an octopus, I thought the idea of matching my voice with an octopus was just a really funny idea, full stop. And I think they've worked terrifically hard on it, both the script and all the animation. And what I've seen, I think, is very funny. And he's a kind of lazy, careless, happy sort of psychopath who mostly wants to remedy the world of any cuteness. And it's, I think, quite a good character they've conceived and constructed.
Okay, so since we're talking about octopi really quick, I have to ask, who would win in a fight, Brine or Ursula from The Little Mermaid?
I never saw The Little Mermaid.
Well, then Brine, clearly.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
All right, well, John Malkovich, thank you very much. Enjoy the con.
You too.
Hi, Tom, Matt Atchie from Rotten Tomatoes.
Matt, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. A big fan of the Penguins. We're here with the creator of the Penguins of Madagascar and the voice of Skipper himself. Are you excited that Skipper's making it to the big screen in his own movie?
Yeah, it's a 14-year journey from the first Madagascar to now. And so it's great to finally have our own movie. And with Benedict Cumberbatch and John Malkovich, which is...
Right? Well, I think Skipper absolutely is up to the task. He's got a good team behind him. Any favorite moves that Skipper does in this film that we haven't seen before in either the series or the previous films?
Well, I think what's interesting about this one is you see their origin. You see what makes them tick and how they got together in the first place, even in the opening prologue of the movie. I won't tell you too much about it, but you kind of see how they all came together.
Okay, great. Well, Tom, thank you very much, and excited to see the movie this fall.
Thank you. Me too.
Hi, Matt Atchie from Rotten Tomatoes. Eric Darnell, Simon Smith. You guys have directed the new Madagascar, Penguins of Madagascar, coming to theaters this year, right?
Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay, now this is the first theatrical release just for the Penguins themselves, right?
That's right.
Okay, but previously we've seen them on TV, so I have to ask, what kind of story do you have to do to get them on their own special feature?
Well, in fact, in the Madagascar films, I think they only had like 8 minutes of screen time. But they're just great characters, and people love them, and they're just a comic goldmine. And so to take advantage of that and put them on this huge film stage, it's just perfect.
Now, for those of us that are familiar with their adventures in the zoo on the animated series, are there any Easter eggs we can look out for based on what we've seen in the series?
This is more about following up what we've seen in the Madagascar films.
Yeah. It's really about expanding their characters, going much deeper into their characters, and expanding the scope of the Penguins Adventures into a world stage.
Okay. Now, I won't tell the Penguins themselves, but do you have a favorite one out of the team?
Well, I think since Tom McGrath, the voice of Skipper, is nearby, I should probably say Tom. He's phenomenal. I mean, he invented the Penguins from the very beginning, back on Madagascar 1, a movie that we co-directed, and he's a funny guy, great ideas, and without him, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, I'd say Private because he's English like me, and also he's.
Or is he really English?
He's English. Okay. He's English. He's fantastic because he's the heart of the quartet, and that's so valuable to this movie. You're going to get a lot of laughs, a lot of scope, and a lot of heart.
Now, if there's one thing you could have people watch out for in the movie, and one thing to really keep an eye out for, that's your favorite thing in the movie, what would you tell them to keep an eye out for?
I don't think they're going to have to work hard at keeping an eye out for what's great about this movie, which is it's just really funny. The penguins are hilarious, and the scope of the film is just, we go to 5 continents, amazing action sequences. I mean, 3D is, I think, the best way to see this film because we've got it coming at you the whole time.
Yeah, we really pushed the 3D. We tried a few new things to up the ante and get the comedic stuff going with the 3 dimensions as well. So it's fantastic.
Great. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a lot. It's great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Cheers.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Matt Atchney from Rotten Tomatoes, here with Benedict Cumberbatch, one of the stars of Penguins of Madagascar. This is your first con this year?
First Comic-Con, first animated feature as well. So yeah, 2 firsts.
But you're no stranger to voiceover work, having just done The Dragon as well,
No,
right?
That was motion capture, so the voice and the physicality came together really in that. But this was very different, as obviously it would be with animation. You start off with a very bare sketch or idea, artistic impression of what your character's going to look like, and then you flesh it out with your voice, and then they take it forward. And with motion capture, I was in the suit and crawling around, doing my best to be a dragon.
Getting tips from Andy
straight away.
Serkis, no doubt, right?
Fortunately not, no. He was on a sabbatical because he'd been directing second unit stuff and he wasn't there. But it was the first thing I said to him when he came back from his holiday. I was like, I've just wrapped and I wanted him in the room. Of course I did. Yeah, there are plans afoot for us to do some work together in that area, which I can't talk about yet. But yeah, watch this space.
Sounds very exciting. Now, I have to ask about your character. You're playing a wolf
Yeah.
in this film, and his name is...
His name is Classified.
Well, you can tell me.
I can't. I would have to kill you. It's Classified.
Okay.
His name is actually Agent Classified. Well, he obviously has some kind of name. Of course, I know what that name is. I had to think and.
But it's classified.
Backstory, but it is classified. Yeah, he takes himself. He's great fun. He takes himself really seriously, and he lives in a kind of spy espionage world of high tech gadgetry, sophistication, seduction. He's a Bond wannabe basically. But he also has a team, like Skipper does with the other penguins. So it's about these 2 worlds clashing, this world of organized, very well-planned professionalism against Skipper's kind of run at the problem, can-do, kind of gung-ho-ness. And it's very funny what happens.
It sounds like you had a lot of fun working on this.
I did. I mean, the only downside of doing this kind of work is you're not in the room with the brilliance of John Malkovich or Tom. Tom is just genius. That voice is just gold, I think. Skipper's voice, it's brilliant. But, I was sort of promised by DreamWorks that, at one point or another, I'll be in a room, it's great, it's never happened. I know. Well, the first time I met John Malkovich, I had to interview him about what it was like to be an evil octopus. It's not really the way I first imagined meeting a screen legend like John, or acting legend, I should say, because I've seen his work on Steppenwolf as well as on screen, so he's a bit of an idol of mine. But
I think as legends go, I think you fall into that headline here. I'm sure you're getting mobbed as you walk around the floor.
I was really late. We were all a bit late, so I've just been sort of shepherded straight in, and there was an upset crowd near some back entrance where I was shoved in, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't stop. And they were like, but we waited here for 2 hours. I'm like, I know, and I'm almost 2 hours late. I'm so sorry. So I haven't experienced the full force of it yet. But I'm terrified but excited as well.
I think you'll have a good time. Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Lovely to speak to you. Thank you.